Listen up. You have exactly one shot at this life, and every single day, you are either proving your worth or you're fading into irrelevance. That's it. That's the reality. And guess what? No one is sitting around waiting for you to finally wake up and decide you're going to be something. No one is out there hoping that today is the day you finally realize your potential. The world doesn't care. The people around you don't care. Hell, even your so-called friends don't care. They're too busy dealing with their own problems, too busy trying to figure out their own survival. You either make them see you, make them recognize your name, make them respect you, or you get swallowed up by the masses, forgotten like every other man who never stepped up. And I know what some of you are thinking, but I've been trying. I've been working hard. Shut up. Trying is a weak man's excuse. No one gets a trophy for trying. You get results, or you get nothing. That's how the world works. You want to be someone, you want them to know your name, then you better be prepared to bleed for it. Before we go further, check the links in the description. Trust me, you'll thank me later. I don't care what you're doing right now. Click them, see for yourself. You want to level up? You want to actually take action instead of just sitting here listening to another motivational rant that you'll forget in 10 minutes. Then stop hesitating. Real men take action. They don't just consume content and move on. Part 1. The world doesn't care who you are. Prove it. Listen up. You have exactly one shot at this life, and every single day, you are either proving your worth or you're fading into irrelevance. That's it. That's the reality. And guess what? No one is sitting around waiting for you to finally wake up and decide you're going to be something. No one is out there hoping that today is the day you finally realize your potential. The world doesn't care. The people around you don't care. Hell, even your so-called friends don't care. They're too busy dealing with their own problems, too busy trying to figure out their own survival. You either make them see you, make them recognize your name, make them respect you, or you get swallowed up by the masses, forgotten like every other man who never stepped up. And I know what some of you are thinking, but I've been trying, I've been working hard. Shut up. Trying is a weak man's excuse. No one gets a trophy for trying. You get results, or you get nothing. That's how the world works. You want to be someone? You want them to know your name? Then you better be prepared to bleed for it. Before we go further, check the links in the description. Trust me, you'll thank me later. I don't care what you're doing right now. Click them, see for yourself. You want to level up? You want to actually take action instead of just sitting here listening to another motivational rant that you'll forget in 10 minutes. Then stop hesitating. Real men take action. They don't just consume content and move on. You think you deserve respect? Prove it. Now let's get one thing straight. Respect isn't given. It's taken. You don't get to walk around expecting people to respect you just because you exist. That's the softest, weakest mentality you could ever adopt. No one respects a man who doesn't demand it through his actions. You don't get respect because you complain about how unfair life is. You don't get respect because you wish people would just acknowledge how hard you've had it. You get respect when you become undeniable. When your presence alone makes people take notice. Look at the men who are respected in this world. The ones people talk about. The ones whose names are burned into history. They didn't ask for permission. They didn't whine about how life wasn't fair. They grabbed life by the throat and forced it to acknowledge them. Every man who's ever been worth a damn in this world understood one thing. The only way to be recognized is to make yourself impossible to ignore. And right now, most of you, you're ghosts, invisible, walking through life, hoping someone will notice you. Guess what? No one does, and no one will, until you give them a reason to. You want to be a winner? Stop acting like a loser. Let me tell you something about winners. They don't sit around making excuses. They don't complain about bad luck. They don't waste their time worrying about what other people think. They do the work every damn day. Losers, on the other hand, losers have a different mindset. They're always looking for a reason why they can't win. It's too hard. I don't have enough time. I'm not lucky like those other guys. Shut up. Every time you make an excuse, you are reinforcing the fact that you are not in control. Every excuse is another chain around your neck, keeping you weak, keeping you ordinary. Winners know that discipline beats motivation every time. You think you need to feel like it to get things done? That's a child's mindset. Men do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. You're tired? Who cares? You don't feel like working today? No one gives a damn. Show up. Put in the work. Stop waiting for some magical day where everything clicks into place. It won't happen. The only thing that changes your life is you deciding to stop being weak and start being relentless. No one is coming to save you. You hear me? No one. Not your parents, not your friends, not the government, not some imaginary mentor who's going to take you under his wing and guide you to greatness. No one. You are alone in this fight. And if you don't step up, you will get trampled by men who do. This world is built for conquerors, for men who refuse to be ordinary. You want a better life? Earn it. You want respect? Demand it through your actions. You want to be remembered? Then do something worth remembering. Because here's the harsh truth. If you don't take control, someone else will. If you don't become the master of your own destiny, you will spend your life being a pawn in someone else's game. So the question is simple. Are you going to step up? Or are you going to fade into the background like every other man who never had the guts to claim his place in this world? The choice is yours. Part 2. The War Within. Destroy your weakness. Now that you understand that no one is coming to save you, let's talk about the real battle. The war within. The battle against your own weakness. Because let's be honest, most of you are your own worst enemy. It's not society holding you back. It's not bad luck. It's not some grand conspiracy designed to keep you down. It's you, your habits, your mindset, your fear. You want to be strong? Then you need to declare war on every weak part of yourself. Every lazy tendency, every excuse you've ever made. Every moment you've ever let comfort win over discipline. Because here's the truth. Your biggest enemy is your own weakness. And if you don't kill it, it will kill you. Look at your life right now. Be brutally honest. Where are you weak? Where are you soft? Where are you making excuses? If you can't answer that, then you are already losing. Because a real man knows exactly where his weaknesses are, and he attacks them with everything he has. Comfort is the enemy. Every time you choose the easy path, you are reinforcing weakness. Every time you hit the snooze button, every time you skip a workout, every time you let fear stop you from taking action, you are losing the war. And I know some of you are thinking, but I've been through a lot. I've had a hard life. Good. Use it. Pain is fuel. Struggle is fuel. Every hardship you've been through is a weapon, but only if you use it. Weak men let pain break them. Strong men use it to build themselves into something unstoppable. So here's your challenge. Identify one weakness in your life right now, one thing that is making you soft, and declare war on it. No more excuses, no more waiting for motivation. Start today. Because if you don't, I promise you this, someone else is out there right now, suffering on purpose, getting stronger while you stay weak. And when the time comes to prove yourself, they will crush you. Step up, or step aside. Part 3. The fight is never over. If you think you've reached the peak, you're already slipping. The fight is never over. The second you start feeling comfortable, the second you think you've made it, that's when you start to lose. Winners never let up. The most dominant men in history never took their foot off the gas. They pushed harder. They worked longer. They outlasted every man who thought he could compete. You think Michael Jordan stopped practicing after his first championship? You think Steve Jobs relaxed after launching the iPhone? You think warriors stop sharpening their swords just because they won a few battles? Comfort is the enemy. It makes you soft. It makes you weak. It makes you forget what got you there in the first place. The fight doesn't end when you win. The fight ends when you're dead. Until then, you keep pushing, you keep grinding, you keep proving to the world that you are not to be ignored. Because the second you stop, someone hungrier, someone more relentless, someone who wants it more, is coming for your spot. And if you're not ready, you will be replaced. Just like that. Part 4. The legacy of a man. Everything you do leaves a mark. The question is, what kind of mark will you leave? When your name is spoken after you're gone, will it carry weight? Will people say, that was a man who stood for something? That was a man who never backed down? Or will your name be forgotten, just another nobody who lived and died without making an impact? Weak men chase pleasure. Strong men chase purpose. You can waste your days seeking comfort, numbing yourself with distractions, and avoiding the grind. But in the end, what will you have to show for it? Regret? Emptiness? Legends are not born. They are made through fire, through struggle, through the unbreakable will to rise no matter how many times they fall. And let me tell you this, if you are still breathing, you still have time to carve your name into history. No one is going to remember the man who played it safe. No one is going to honor the man who avoided the fight. But they will remember the man who stood in the fire, unshaken, unbreakable. The man who never surrendered. The man who showed the world exactly who the hell he was. Be that man. You now have everything you need. The only thing left is action. Stop talking. Stop hesitating. Stop waiting. Go. And when the world finally recognizes your name, let them know you did it on your terms. Now, get to work.